Hello everyone and welcome back to techystack channel. And today we are trying to explore one more new topic. So the concept which is related to the queues. So basically we have the data in the queue and we need to fetch each one by one item and send via mail. So basically we have some data now. So that data which is related this thing. Let me show the data. So this is the data. So if you observe here, so this is the sum data. So which is selecting that name, job role, and whether the company and the mail ID, respective mail ID. And we have the some body of the content. Let me copy and paste it in some notepad. This is the data. So from this data, so dear name of the candidate. So this is standard. When you see here dear and you have selected the position and rest of the things are standard. So only the thing is we need to change. So name of the candidate, role, company name. So these data already coming from this Excel file. So these data we are updating into the queues. From that queue we need to fetch and later we need to do this. So we'll try to explore with the RE framework. So I'm going back to this one of my folder and first we need to create this dispatcher. So in this dispatcher, so let it open. So all this is the dispatcher. So in this dispatcher already code is done. Let me remove this and we'll code it again. So the first step. So what we need to do if we want to update some data. So this data is available in Excel file. So we need to read the data. So for that purpose, I'm using the read range book activity. After this, I need the path. So I need the path of the Excel file. So this is the path of the Excel file. So just I taken this path and update it here. And next what I need to I need the sheet name. So this is the candidate data sheet. And after that, the entire data we need to store in one output, so which we call as data table. So here I'm creating variable as let me check is there any variables available or not. So I have this candidate Excel data table. So I will update the same thing. So candidate data table. This is done. So now next step. So I need to update the data into the queues. Here I will use add queue item. So basically we have the two things. So add item is there and add bulk queue items. So I'm using here bulk queue items. So and next I'm selecting this test one. So this is the my folder. After this I'm using this one queue name. So I have this candidate data queue name is available. So let me go to orchestrator and we'll see check. So whether I have this data is available, I mean whether the queue is available or not. In that queue, if I have any data, so I will delete the data and republish it again. I will not the publish, I will re-upload this data again to the queues. So this is the folder and I have the queue items. So under this queue item, I have some data. So let me, I will delete this queue and recreate it one more time. So let me delete. I am creating one more queue. So I have added the queue item. So now moving back to the UiPath Studio. So here, what data we want to update? So I want to update some data table. So that is which is related as candidate data table. So now what I will do is I will run this entire uh, dispatcher sequence. So the data is available into the queues. I'm running this one. So okay, why it's getting means because the Excel file is open status. So that's why I'm getting this error. I close this Excel file and retry this activity. So now it got readed and data has been published, posted into the queues. So I'm going back to the queues. So we can see here sometimes what happened, the data will take some time to load it. So if you want to immediately confirmation, go this and check here this transactions. So we can see this some transactions has been updated. So just open this and we can see this details. So we can see this the Sony or this all the data is available here. This is done. So now the next step, so we need to go to this main having this RE framework structure. So here we have the four stages. I'm not touching the, I mean, I'm not disturbing anything. So just I will change slightly changes. So in init stages, I'm not touching anything. So directly I will go to this config file. So in this config file, I need to update couple of the steps. The first step is I need to update the queue item. So where is the queue name? So this is the my queue name, and the queue is situated in which folder. So basically my folder is, I will show you here. So this is the my queue, and it's situated into the test1 folder, and this is the queue. So the same thing we need to update here. Okay. So as it is, I am not changing anything. So just I updated only this thing and closing. So once this is done, we need to go back to this RE framework one more time and go to this transactions. So in this transaction, sorry, not transaction, go to the transaction data. So here we go to the get transaction data. In this transaction data also, I'm not changing anything. So let it open. Why it's not opening? This is 125. Okay, it's got open. So here you can see this in config of queue folder, whatever the data is as it is, I will keep like that. Okay, now I will move into the final step. So the final step, which is nothing but as process. So in this process only, we are sending that emails. So let me move inside, and we have this process where it is process XAML file. So I'm just opening, and here I'm using this SMTP. So with the help of SMTP only, I'm sending that mail. If this package is not available, go to this manage packages and just type for mail activities and just type mail. So go to all packages and just type this mail, and you can see this uipath.mail.activities. Just install and save it. So those packages you can see it. And here I did two things. So already I have created two variables, which variables nothing but is username and password. So you can see this. This is my from mail ID and password. So this having the data is stored in it. And next here, so the body. So the body already we are getting the data from the transaction. So that same thing I will kept here. Okay, I will show you how what I kept. Let me delete this. So I will show. I will tell you next one. That one. So and I have updated this mail ID, use password, and we have the port. So this is a port and server. So if you don't know how we get this port, just go and type in Google. How can you get SMTP port for UiPath? So it will give this the port. And we have this CC and 2, so which we need to send that. So all details is available here, and this is the from address. Now this is done. So just as of now I will run only for the little bit till here I will run, because I want to see how the data is coming here. So let me run this. So how the transaction queue item is available there, so I want to see that. So now I will go and just I will update transaction item. So you can see here, so the transaction item having some data, so which is related that company name and these details are available. So if I want to get some specific content, there you can see this here. So take this specific content. So just type dot specific content. What you want to, so I want to, for example, name. So you can just take this name and dot toString. So we got this assets. So similarly, we'll get all the transactions data one by one. So now already we know that now. So let me open. Okay. So already we have some input data here. The first. So this is the my body. So I want to update this body. So I'm taking this. Let me open my Excel file. So from that Excel file, I will take all the data. All the data means like headers. So I need name, job title, mail ID, body of the mail. These things I need that. So just I will update here. I will use this for reference purpose. So now I'm stopping this bot and going back to the process XAML. So in inside process XAML, I will make it a subject as offer letter and to mail ID. So the to mail ID which I'm getting from the mail ID. So this data is available in the my queue item. So I pass this in transaction specific content of mail ID. This is done. So next. So I want to update this body. Let me copy the same thing. So I have this body. So here what I will do, I will just rename of this one. Let me go to Notepad. So what I need the body of the mail. So sometimes check this. So you have some space are there. So if you see here, some space is there for this. So I will show you here Excel file. So basically, this is some mistakes which it happens. So this just assume that the data which is getting from the some other party side, they are following this standard. So we need to directly uploading into the script. That's it. We are not doing anything apart from it. So here body of the mail. So now body of the mail I have updated. So that's it. So next what happened when I go and run this bot, so every time it will update the dear candidate, name of the candidate, roles, company name. Still, it's not changed. If you want to change that, then what we need to do, we need to do some string operations. So how I'm doing the string operation, just go to this activity here, will click zoom, and I will expand this thing. So as it is, I change just dot replace. So replace. So if you want to replace something, so we needed two things. So the first step is which data you want to replace with the expect of which data. So here what I want to replace. So I want to replace the candidate of data. So just copy this candidate of name. I mean name of the candidate. So just put it in double quotes. If you not name in double quotes, it again it will throw there. And replace of that data which data. So I want to replace with that name. So just copy this name. And let me copy this entire. I will update there and I will update the name. So let me remove this entire body of the mail and I'm updating name. So this is my data. We want to replace with this data. So one step has been completed. Next. So I want to replace with the role. So again come back here. Dot replace of. So what do you want to replace? So I want to replace the role. So just copy that role. Go back to this code again. My bad. It's copied something wrong. So let me update the role. After this data. So again, here we need to modify it. So in this of name, we want to just update as role. That's it. And again, we have one more thing now. Just same thing, replace it. So replace of again the same thing. If you want, we can. I will zoom it till here, so you can check that the same thing. I'm not updating anything. Just I'm replacing the entire the data. And finally, the company name. So I updated here company name and along with that data. So just I'm copying this and company name. So why I'm copying and pasting here now? If it is something happens wrong, then it will throw the errors. So that's why I'm using these things. So now this is done. Everything is completed. Okay, so sometimes we are getting some couple of errors like host is not disabled, might be the issue with the server side, our port is not accurate. I mean, some type of errors with related to the ports, or it's saying that username or user password is incorrect. So that time, what you want to do now, if you get those kind of errors, just go to this properties and make sure that so the port should be always 587 and the server should be the SMTP Office 365.com. So here one more the thing. So if you are in specific organization, the server and the port name will be the varies. I mean it might be the different. So every organization are using the different type of ports. So why I am using this port means this is the only specific for the Office 365 directly outlook.com. So that's why I'm using this Office 365.com. So if it is some other organizations, they are following some different things. So just make sure that. So now this process also has been done. Now I'm running this one. So right now I'm running the RE framework. So let me step into. So now this Excel file is open status or closed status. I don't want worry about the thing. So I will run this. So now it got the transaction number one. So here the transaction will be different. Basically, we used already one transaction. Now it's get for the second transaction. So it sent that mail. So we can see this. So here having some issue. So the key role was not present in the directory. So maybe let me check whether the role is having the correct or not. Let me take this. Okay. So I will just update this role. So role is not there. Instead of this role, they mention as job title. So let me check this. Job title, international specific. Let me open that Excel file and I need to check. So having some issue with the job title or okay. If you see here again, it's having some space. So that's why I try to copy again. It's my bad. So let me change this. Now we got this thing. So I'm stopping this bot. So here I'm not processing anything. So just I want to show how we can take this data. So that thing only I'm doing. Apart from nothing else I'm doing. So let me go to this body and I need to check. So where is this role? So here the role. So replace of role with interaction of we given this role only. So basically we don't have any column with the name of role. So I'm running this again one more time and we'll see what it will give us. Okay, SMTP object defines instant object. Okay. I just directly run from this one. So I need to go to main and I need to run this. So these are the common mistakes which is very normal. So while running, we need to make sure that something. So where you are running and what you want expecting distance. Okay. So one transaction has been done. So now I will just remove this. I will run all the transactions. So still, if you're not subscribed to techystack channel, please try to subscribe. And going forward, you can see the more these type of activities. Execution has been completed. Now we can validate this output. So these are the mails, send items which I got earlier. So dear Sony, so this is a Sony name, and you have selected for the position. This is the RP developer at Wipro and offer letter within this, and these are the details. So now I'm going back to this thing, and you can check this Sony. So sorry, and respective of the position is RPS support. We can see this RPS support and the company name is Wipro. And we can see this mail address sender and their customer. So these details has been updated successfully from the with the help of queues. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more like it, make sure to hit that like button, share with your friends, subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to turn off notifications so you never miss an upload.